Hi, it's Rima from Mass Effect Odyssey, and today I bring you a little conspiracy theory regarding the Reapers and possibly some wormhole theory, maybe. So we've had a lot of comments on the channel and on Twitter, and we've also noticed on the forum threads regarding a certain event in Mass Effect 2, specifically Haestrom, the son Dolan, and Tali's loyalty mission. So I thought we'd probably address it with a little conspiracy theory of our own. So did the actions of the Reapers in the past, in their efforts to create mass relays, lead to a formation of modern spacefaring civilizations in the Mass Effect series? Well, this is what the object of this theory is going to look at. So if I sound like I'm reading from a script, I am, because it's quite a lengthy piece of document. So we'll just go through it, and hopefully when we get to the end of it, it'll make a little sense for you guys. So here we go. Now, we know the creation of the mass relays did allow for some serious advancement of most of the races in the Mass Effect universe. For example, the Asari, the Turians, and the humans. But was the method of creating the relays also a huge factor in how the current universe actually operates? Now, for people who don't know, which I'm sure everyone knows because we're all fans of the game, the mass relays are mass transit devices that were created by the Reapers to allow for FTL travel. They consist of giant rotating glowing cores of element 0 or EZO, held together by an unknown metal, which is thought to be similar to the metal the Citadel's made of. To make these giant element 0 cores, the Reapers would have needed a massive amount of EZO. EZO itself is a non-chemical substance that releases dark energy when exposed to an electrical charge, and it's responsible for biotic abilities in individuals who have a high exposure to the element in utero, presenting with biotic abilities later in life. EZO is normally formed once a rock, for example planets or asteroids, are exposed to high amounts of energy after an exposure to a supernova. Therefore, it can be theorized that EZO isn't an easy-to-source product, and the amount required to create numerous mass relays in the Milky Way would be pretty huge. Not to mention that EZO itself is noted as very rare in the Codex, so we have to ask the question, where did the Reapers get all this EZO from? The Reapers would have been really familiar with the capabilities of FTL travel from their creators Leviathan, but they needed to create a system of mass relays to allow civilizations to evolve under a certain guided path, and accelerate the evolution of civilizations and reduce the time between harvests, considering it an investment on their part. Now, you flash forward to the events of Mass Effect 2 when Shepard encounters Tali on Haestrom, a planet orbiting a dying red giant, Dolan. Tali explains that the Quarians have been investigating Dolan due to its rapid degeneration, and that the Quarians have been determining that somehow dark energy has been condensing the sun's core, leading it to age rapidly, and it could possibly lead it to go supernova. Now, it should be noted that Dolan wasn't in isolation, as several other suns and stars had been exhibiting the same issue. Dark energy is present in the Mass Effect universe, although it's not exactly in the same form as it is in our world. It's mostly commonly seen in biotic abilities wielded by those who've had previous EZO exposure. But how much biotics would you need to actually condense a core of a star? The answer is probably unknown, but let's just say a lot. Humanoids have the capability to use biotics quite easily, but they become easily exhausted and normally rely on amp, such as the L2s and L3s that you see in Mass Effect 3 and 2. The races like the Asari and the Protheans, though more advanced, would still have nowhere near enough ability to actually have the raw power to actually condense the core of a star. Now, the Reapers and Leviathans, to some extent, seem to have a highly skilled control over dark energy, even enough to be able to create mass relays, and they may have the ability to exert large amounts of dark energy onto a star's core. So the main question is, did the Reapers cause supernovas to harvest enough element 0 in order to create mass relays? So let's look at some evidence in some base points. So number one, the mass relay systems always consist of nebulas. It seems to be that the mass relay network seems to always be housed in where previous supernovas have been. Number two, the possible real-life inspiration behind element 0, neutronium, which is commonly called element 0 with a number 0, which is called that because of its atomic number actually being 0. Neutronium is primarily made up in neutron stars, and it's theorized that it's created in the core of a neutron star when a massive supernova happens, leading to a super dense core being formed. Neutron stars are thought to be the smallest, densest objects in space. If the Reapers did influence how much element 0 was in the Milky Way, this could lead to some striking assumptions. Yes, the rate of civilizations was greatly affected by the creation of mass relays, but if the Reapers did increase the amount of EZO in the galaxy, this could have also led to many things we take granted for in the timeline. For example, biotics, the Asari culture, FTL, and even the discovery of modern medicine in the universe are all based on element 0. The effects of Dolan and the other red giants may be also the lingering effects of Reaper activities many cycles ago. Some counter-arguments to this conspiracy theory are, number one, it could be a forgotten plotline from the bio writers in Mass Effect 2 and it just wasn't meant to be thought-provoking. Number two, it could be the skeletons of the proposed leak in Mass Effect 3. For example, the Reaper started the harvest cycles due to the accumulation of dark matter in the universe due to the activities of FTL and biotics, caused by modern civilizations in the galaxy, and that could literally destroy the space-time continuum. Lastly, could Dolinar be a testing ground for black holes and wormholes and intergalactic travel, which I guess we're unlikely to ever know unless it comes up in Mass Effect Andromeda. So let us know what you think about our little conspiracy theory in the comments. If you like this video, please share to help the channel grow, like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.